Zogi Chonamla Chanju Pardo Dani Kyasunje Bage Jinso Yebe Sonamji Lola Penjire Sangye Ndubar Sangye Chedan Zogi Chonamla Chanju Pardo Dani Kyasunje Bage Jinso Yebe Sonamji Lola Penjire Sangye Ndubar Sangye Chedan Zogi Chonamla Chanju Pardo Dani Kyasunje Bage Jinso Yebe Sonamji Lola Penjire Sangye Ndubar.
From now until enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and by the merit created in this practice, may I attain this state of Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. From now until enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and by the merit created in this practice, may I attain this state for the benefit of all sentient beings. From now until enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and by the merit created in this practice, may I attain this state of Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings.
Kange tujin yizung al tawa tanje pambe chiri tambe chuni donjebe kulam de la cha sa lo. Ya no. Gyawa gindin ruki. Ani chilujin kunla tanajo. Gunchinze chilujin kunge kadinsam. Gunchinze yala tanajo. Dana ma dubi nyamong tuli zersung res. Tati karasung kwarzana. 다 말한서 지된 미율라 율라다 즉 출로 만다 취접바 만다 와다 대설하는 배 최낭 반중기 툴람 당 데라 타나장고리스 아니 지나 루젠 다 간데지나 미 루젠 간데지나 대속이 에는 배 그 바기 즉 가서 그래. 제와 인지 경에 그 율. 아니 저바건서 율. 근데 있어. 아니 즉 리전 다 니자마인 봐. semjen tunde injela ani pe tindigi ranla ragi kita niji kegi gomyaki miulimba da soba gomisi yulimba tindegi samotani ani kanjin chombo sampoya da ani so ta nambarangi nyamlende ani susi shigi nyomondela kabde chagwa era mato chin rasamjila kabde chayakaji shigi omar de indigala ndananga to nyomon tun so wata duksine kalomnares.
There's saying by Gyawa Gendinrup, the first Dalai Lama, beginning with saying that generally I try to have pure visions of other sentient beings, and then the end of the verse says the enemy that is within yourself, which is delusion or ignorance, is the one that needs to be trained. So when we look out, for the practice of compassion, loving kindness, and so on, we should be, showing or expressing, or the one who receives our kind of compassion and kindness, there should be no bias. It shouldn't be focused only on other human being, rather under the object of observation or target of our compassion, entire sentient beings must include. And then, not only showing, compassion and love, so on and so forth, but also kind of remembering the kindness and, their kind of gratitude for us. And ending here with, it shows the Buddhist main practice. In the practice of, Buddhism, our enemy, true enemy, is not out there, but it is rather within our own mind, and which is deluded ignorance. So this is the true enemy that we need to be trained, or needs to be destroyed.
세상 겨근든도네 겨울무치 구도 당보 제르무치 몰럽체다 로 숨겨라서 두고 와 간지 배 딘디 갑라다 칼lum나샤게 지차거 딘베 로 숨겨올라 와다 데나진지니 겨울무치 딘상 야는양도 구나 주집에 전부게 지 말한서 출루 관리지나 출루 참딩용라 gemgon무치 공부 쪼인 송도 아니 대나는 니 아니 제줄데 상로야 미 아니 베지 랑신 상부용야라 아니 베 답시나야지 공부조인 송두가라 다때서 티디기 로숨게 권라서 베 야근든두기 숭대당 단데 여름부터 꾸다 주집에 전부 꾸도 주집에 차대요 다디 이 찰리는 한 찍찍장 같은 달래기도 왔어. 간지 미도 주지린라 찍 미라 간지 된듯이 갈라 나네. 펜다 깨진 바데 세브레스.
그래서 로 숨겨서는다고요.
로 숨겨라서 치냐. 반저 두개 누구가 말해. 제름 집에 누구 왔던데.
고도 컨트리뷰시 바로 컨트리뷰시.
단다 주지 바래.
고도 레터로. So
lokam tata de layam do to kan sunjala sta manta do
this expression which was expressed by the first Dalai Lama. The Gindundo first Dalai Lama was the immediate disciple of the Lama Tsongkhapa, the founder of the Gelugpa tradition. So here, what he mentioned, kind of showing respect, having a pure visions of other sentient beings, not only human, and also we can kind of extend that towards the other the other traditions of faith, religious belief, and what we see this current Dalai Lama is doing is basically kind of the same thing. Although we see all these this current Dalai Lama being 14 and the first Dalai Lama being first, throughout all these the 13 generations, we see the kind of same message here.
What tini ni galang ananzo yujin yong la katin chembu chitonggi na chik lo kombe topgi katin chembu chitonggi na tele troya de misibare tele troya de masina dila chik 차가 무슨 왕기 헤비 동알데 용 미스바 차도와 딘디가라 진리정굴라 까진 곰세야 돼 오늘 차고도 까진 곰나 곰린 쳐대 차디거래 말한서 미도는 미도라 나바게 지 겨왕같이 지균이 겨와지 랭고래 겨와len디 마마기비 겨와랭게다 말케솔리나 말케다 원케 마마템바 게미도와 디키디다 머규 semjen 탐제 제과 규전 대투고와 딘두가라 당원이 직 장배 네배 제와키야 돼 냠답에 semjen에 되니 개고와래 조pas 고미야가 텔레짱 랑라 미섬바 제겐들 되니 조베 로는 텐데 조바 고무고이 디가라 당원이 딘디 유젠체네 질류첸kul라 카진 삼고야 돼 원이 차거 근데 카진지 삼바이나 소소라 셈나나 동al de ngu yode me mi go bacha de ngoni ta chik garso korta samlo tana hop daga sam ma khordu kande ina samsam ju yorde nembo ji tana de yuzen yoji den 통해야지 고 차대 yore denri ni gala na zo ngone 가격이 semjen seya de ani 직 니지 미파샤네 텔리 니지 장용도 가라 아니 파기 동알데 semjen데게 동알 때데디 나르주 셀토기 요롱 메롱 랑라 Tindi samutavale teni sonam lapchimbuche sagore so de semi tubajile pengore ti nyamne ne chimbuchi chadiyor tindi kala ngone kagebgi simje mipi niji zewa rangin dala mipi zopa singdi chik lue namje yangro royala wata tindi pendo geje gethambaji yupin chadiyor tindi kala ngone ranzo tindi ji gombaji tuna pe misibe yaboyores.
And contemplating or thinking about the gratitudes of others, as you know, the Buddhists believe in rebirth cycle, and when we believe in rebirth cycle, we have been taken many rebirths in the past, and the rebirth taken through, especially from the 4 different ways of taking a birth. One being, birth from womb, mother's womb. That under that comes we as a human being, and also mother's, birth from like egg. These two usually, it requires, the motherhood, and so when we look back and think about one's own many, unlimited numbers of rebirth. We think about rebirth from one's mother, and so using this kind of understanding, we look at other sentient beings and recognize others as one's mother in the past life, and so when you generate or produce this kind of very positive way of thinking, although when you immediately think about this concept, it is kind of difficult to grasp, difficult to make sense. But then the practice of compassion and love and patience, these all comes from existence of other sentient beings, and when you practice compassion or love or kindness and patience, although there is no guarantee that your practice will directly benefit other sentient beings or not, but there is a great benefit for your own mind. When you generate or develop this very optimistic way of looking at others, at least you will have your mind, you can maintain your calmness, stability or peacefulness, and from a practitioner's point of view, you are also accumulating immense positive merits.
칭이바단 건춘적이나 따나장 세야돼. 땅문에 규정이어래. 단다버도 즉 줄루 간대지나. 라랑기 쥐 람스팅긴기 뜸바테기 뜸바니 zonde 단다버도 제와 냠는 제야돼. 여러분 숨고도 주인난다 크리스천난다 같이 있난다 힌두인난다 냠는 제야돼. 답람데 쪼쪼데 바게 니지다 저바담 아니 즉 바게 저설지야 forgiveness야 돼. 다 디디디 냠는 쪼지야 돼. 주로 깡게 냠는 이 투모에서 숨도. 딘디지 투모 람설 땡겐기 뜸바되게 돼. 람설 뜬거야 가래. 가르친 뜸바래. 미 군주 상론도야. 미 즉 덴디지 냠는 집에 있나 밀라네 빼 가서는 함선당 내셈당 세와 징기리데 충으로 너야 돈달라 다 디주기 솔데 덤바와 솔데 덤바인데 소소 롤라 밥 지리용 그래 소소 롤라 마밥 나양 미망보 질라 펜토고 아래 겨름 수도 펜토기 여자 때라 따낭자고 하네 때라 귀바제고 아니 때바당 때바당 아니 배 귀바니 다 직도스 개발자고 파줘들라 이 팽기여서 때라 따낭자 상난디 거디 아보레 삼바데 디 아보레 삼디는 게 점시 수소선함 사그리 셈는 거요 말에 파줘되기 제단데 수소 시부지 가르소래 셈난 캔데 바이나 굴교 겹제데 ene semna nazu tangye chaga tine pento ke midwa chue kanjina chue zambulin pengyo are chue singde menda chibichi kyare mende tachi tu ni yagarezede ke shya jeyo mare naza mandal mine men manda yore naza ene be tine chenla chik lumen akarsa 사회 멜라 실제대 멜라 누구와래 와다 실외로 니바용에 와다 다음에 멜라 이니 사회 니바용인데 멜라 누구와래 디 깨져깨다만 맨디 야그르센 제요마 데노스 집아지 미 감다 삼바다 데네 만다 수수 때받쳐서 만다요래 그런 때 팽겨하래 뭐네 야보래 메도 dumra지나 메도 나지나 dumra 수시기래 티네 메도 나서버지나 dum라요 잠불링기 괜찮대 출루스인데 여나 소소 삼감조 소소 셈라 펜바 소소 에네페 데바지아세 지데 타나 룽알 잡으시는데 출루고 터네 에네페 데셀투그리 산달론팅 겔초아 이응고도 딘두가 딘델더니 gon chunze yona tanajo zambulena che kandeji yangi tuta yoru meru kandeji ngin kanga yabore stan tanajanjana pe misibe yabore te ngone tanda kimgon bije te thola shibuji tape 직 kuma maza borde te chale nangi insungdo kote te ni to ngone ngarajo gangalo ni ta te thola donangji 가서 툭툭지 ene 소소이나 랑 출루 대반로사더라 대바 가정님에게 젠 출루라 카당에다 젠 출루라 배 견제제나 때리 균지겨 말이야 보래 뱀미세 야보래 때 펜도거잖아 뱀미세 야보 이 약속도 때리 어디 즉 문이 알아서 점불린란 대구이다 출루 감대지나 두남자 지네 아니 배 구접적이나 펜도 용그리선 것도 있어.
One of the line from His Holiness the First Dalai Lama, kind of generating a pure vision, or say good way of looking at others, especially different faith and traditions. And here we can kind of explain, interpret, extend into different diverse religion and faith. Nowadays we have such as Jewish, Christianity, Hinduism, Islamic, all other faith. When you look at others, His Holiness the current Dalai Lama used to say that all these different faith has basically a same the message, promotion of the human goodness, such as compassion, love, forgiveness, tolerance, and although from your perspective there might be different kind of taste, you might like some, you might not like others, but that shouldn't be kind of only reason for your own kind of maybe criticism or discrimination or abusing of other faith and religion. Those great religions out there, they are helping immense numbers of other people, those who believe in their own tradition, belief system or religion, and all of this faith, as mentioned before, whoever the founder may be, the founder, we believe that those founder, founded this religion in order to promote, the good behavior or qualities of, a human being, and to promote such as non-harming, concept, practice, and to at least bring less, harm to, other individuals. So therefore, here we talks about, respect and believing, or faith, respect and faith, and you can have faith in your whatever traditional belief, religious system that you choose, that you have chosen, and you can have a faith in that, and then follow whatever you want to. But at the same time, it is good to develop respect for other faith and traditions or belief system. The reason mentioned before, because they are out there helping immense numbers of people, and this is like an example of like a medicine. If you look at one medicine and say kind of is this a best medicine? We cannot explain from that one medicine itself, but it really depends on whether that medicine is best or not. It depends on for what illness, for which patient. And there are medicine which is needed or required for one patient, but it could be poison for other patient. So it depends on which patient is taking that kind of medicine. And so the reason is when we look out there, each and every human being has a different ways of thinking, mental dispositions, different choices, and therefore we have this all diverse faith and belief system, and it is good to have kind of appreciate them rather than criticize or abuse or discriminate. And it would be same as like in order to have a beautiful flower garden, if you have only one type of flower, probably we won't call that garden. It's just one flower everywhere. But when you have flowers, different colors, then the garden would look very beautiful. So the necessity of diversity is something that we can appreciate, and and therefore kind of generate positive thought about them rather than make those as a cause of our own problem and suffering. And for that purpose, current Dalai Lama, as you know, one of his main objective is or mission is to create a harmony among different faith, spiritual tradition, and this is one of his mission until he passed away. And so for us, it is also helpful to kind of generate this kind of positive view about other faith and religion, regardless of your own choice and your own preference. Yes.
What Ganang Nana to be Numot Mikuish into Troponam, said the water, those Damian the Gala, Da Siadi, Mitimba Chengende, Nangdra Muma, the Numonde, Namasan everything wins in Chicori. The Rangula Yendengende Tassia Yovaji, Kashigor Mother, Lubuare, Labgore. Timate, Lubuares, Numonde Lubuares, Numon Sia de Cronk. Number sign similar to Majiba, some two Percheva, Chengingila, Nyomonsigore. The town woman in big using carre. Tamba some Butanadoa. Naranzo Nyomonji, Gay on the Gala. Temata to rang a sem to Mazebe, the Kuru Tanje Madaji Doa. Chi Nyomonde, so, chick one. Nambajina, Tumba Shaketabe, Queen is a Tachambu, she is a Chimbayina, Queen Sus Condos and the Queen de Jarre, condition Jalman, Nizori. And in Susu Womi of such an Numonde, there was a Jan and Royamidoa, Yamdo Kedua. Can't you? Chick, any chick, Trosa Chicago Juna, Numonde Yando, you did? Kaja, Naral, Talmandiji, Yoredo, Kola Josamido, Kola Kapsamido, Kola Shorsamido. Tatile, Gio the Chile, Tele Gundultan, Tassia Chile. What that ye? That digital model. Chin Dagget doesn't know me though. Naranzo Kola, Kolan, Lenda Maja, and Zabasan Gna, Garajagono, Nil Topudin Chaya. Oda Tema Bapazo do Chimbojina, Susu Tresayore. And this Susu, Tepachis, 10 chamber, co, 밀레이 다 뭐가 망이요. 이거는 아주 진짜로 뜻은 심이도 나서 너선 좀 보시면 나무 자들이 와. 녀몽데 딱 가래나. 아니 녀몽데 그래게나 하나 오니 가진 집에 파마대야 아니 배 때라 지 마찬가지야. 아니 소소 땡기 쪼고지나 때라 마찬가지야. 랑기 샹제베 구부주이나 때라 마찬가지야 용도. 낭들 자기 제레리도 낭당 균을 어다 티르티 상상에 아니 자라 낭 뉴몬달라페 균도타야 아니 딜라니 베 샤담지니 타시니 메아제야 어다 두스지니 아니 베 에타 나베주니 샤바이나 타시니 뉴모 무인년 님보달라 타시니 님보 선지나 콘도전이지나 가자 너차선이지나 미도 보험이야 랑라니 pen 도차라고 인데기 미지나 아니 배 강한 도차이지 유데 미도 보험이 아니 배 내가 매서 두야 타시미 모세 내가 매서 나도 때니 매서 두고 와 말이야 아 제단 소리지 니 제단 타고 인데기지라 아니 가서 소바곰네 잠바곰네 뭐다 된지네 네베 제단데 용도야 아니 말게 전부 있는 게 미지다 칸기라비에다 된지지 아니 진상 경고는 순가 컴퓨터 때문에 보면 말게서 쇼 누구도세 뭐다 또 된데 있는 거라 뭐다 된게 탑라며 되지디 또 세나 셈나 강한 쟁인데 녀모되게 되잖아. 이 문제는 딜라니 배 가수진 나사비 용에 미딘초 다 가수래. 녀모되게 미딘초 아니 로던tin 게레초 로되게디 아니 배 마케베 빌레 끼와지 끼와데 냠바메 봐 이야미야도 텔라스지 누 스제베이나 미상부스인데 두수두기로 마다 미상부 라문이 수두준데긴지 요네 소에탄 자원이면서 어떻게 이거라 즉 말아서 중시하게 되게 같이 미상부 제기 사람들이 시그어 마도 진짜 게임아 어떻게 이거라 로종님이 어떻게 로종스도 로종스야 돼 경고를 무시 때라 배 장주기 셈 하게 가사 또 답람이 이준이 맹아준이 간에 냠수가야지 장주기 셈 공들도 줘야지 땅 다진 집에 보니 장주기 셈 공들지야 니요 나니 저들 로종 세야 다진 집에 보니 장주기 셈 냠는지다 로종 민토리 경험을 스테이스 못와 어다 때라 위는 텐데요 어다 때인지가라 들이마서 제대 로종 세야리스.
And then the final, sentence of that food by First Dalai Lama, destroying the enemy that is within us. And obviously, this is a very, Buddhist understanding and practice. And when we call, enemy within, we refer to, affliction or delusions. Defilement. What that means is whatever kind of thought or mindset that makes our mind uncomfortable brings a problem and suffering, and we refer that as those way of thought process or emotion as delusion or affliction. And these are called afflictions or defilements because they have immediate negative impact for yourself as well as negative influence for your surrounding. For example, just hatred or anger. When you become angry or full of hatred, you can see how much you yourself as a producer of this emotion can suffer or disturb your own mind, and how can it influence when you express to your environment or people that close by you. It also creates a problem. uncomfortable problem. And for that reason, he mentioned here, the true enemy is within our own mind. It's not outside there. And generally, in our kind of mundane way of understanding, when we say enemy, it is always something that it's out there, that you dislike. It is very separated from you. And but there's a great differences, in terms of how we are inflicted by external enemy versus your own enemy that is within your mind. So enemy that is within us, which we consider that as in Buddhist understanding something temporary, and those enemy or destructive negative emotions are always with us, whether if you're serious Buddhist practitioners, when you're in front of Buddha's statue, or when you're in the meditation meditation room, those destructive emotions are within you. There's no way that unlike external enemy, if external enemy is too strong, you can run away, or if it is something that you think might be sort of can be tamed, then you can be a good friend and turn that enemy into your friend. Or you can kind of abstain or avoid. There are many ways that you can sort of get around with stay away from the external enemy, but we cannot use those approach with the enemy that is within our own mind. And in terms of destruction, that this enemy calls for us, again, there's a great differences. The enemy that is within our own mind, we know from our own experiences, if you are under the influence of this strong destructive emotion, you can even kind of treat extremely bad towards your own parent, who is most grateful in your life, and you can also kind of treat extremely rude to your own children, which is actually part of your body. And likewise, you will all kind of unthinkable bad things or rudeness towards people that you feel so close to your friends. So these all can happen under the influence of this the inner enemy, and even to the extent where you might kill yourself because of your own negative emotion. So so the and what is needed here is that first of all, in Buddhist practice, we need to identify the enemy as an enemy, and the troublemaker as a troublemaker. And then there are many practices that you can deal with this inner problem, such as purification, and applications of different antidotes, depending on which emotion is most kind of problematic in your mind. And in applying antidotes, we talk about the temporary antidotes, and also immediate antidotes or direct antidotes. For example, when there is a problem with the extreme attachment to something or somebody, the application of a temporary antidote is thinking about the negative aspect of that same object where you are so attached to, and that way you can sort of diminish the level of extreme attachment that you have. And when there's a full kind of hatred or anger, you can generate or meditate or use love as a antidote. And when there is negative thoughts such as the arrogance, that you think you are so full of knowledge and wise, and in traditional texts it talks about contemplating on the classifications of basically different elements, and it depends on your own kind of your own field of understanding. And His Holiness used example, Dalai Lama, that when in cases of maybe kind of arrogance, he thinks about the field of study which he is basically sort of ignorant, like a computer science, and then it really make him that there's a lot of things out there that I don't know, so there's no reason for me to feel kind of haughtiness or the arrogance. So the point here is we need to identify the mental problem or the problem of the mind or thought process as a problem, and then you know and then applying all method and technique to diminish, if possible, to totally eliminate these destructive emotions that is within us, causing us so many problems. And then along the way, kind of planting the positive thought or positive mind, and then further kind of promoting those positiveness. And in one sentence, we can call this is the method of making ourselves a better human being, more kind-hearted human being. And the text that we are studying, the mind training, like the rays of the sun, actually deals with the same problem, of the mind, our own thought process. And the traditional technique of generating altruistic mind or awakening mind, or you can say mind training, in Buddhism, as you know, we find two techniques. The first one is sevenfold cause and effect precepts, and then the second one is exchanging yourself with others. And the mind training, this kind of text, as His Holiness used to say, comes under the second ways of training our mind, which is exchanging and equalizing yourself with others.
첨부 미파 남바 지상간에 자출로 거래 로게양 로지점 로게양으로 진도도 통계체로 애니베 삼로 당산체로 두고에서 삼로 깨첨부지 당다 장 춥시디 연된 다직 장배 연된 탐제 콩도 주바 장배 연된 탐제 예 내롱수로 열대 말된바들 덴버체 인사 춥시야데 다 딘디지 고는라 디고 딘디가라 단다 라진 제 세디가라 칸디지 고고래 나랑도 단데 삼로데 그루와타야 돼 그시고래 인주 단데 삼로데 나존이 삼로데 랑 세디가라 배 제제지야 소소지보 애니베 제 ялварт네 제라 가르치는 좀미 좀데 답에 캐스란치네 대야지 연구도와 아니 더도 소소의 체제기 막아지나 텔리지저나 들은 이니 때 펜보 중스 때 니송도 이침바 연구도와 그래서 다 다시를 그 삼로 잘 와. 원이잖아. 맞었다. 남비 중이잖아. 마리비 제월로 여인자 ngam shuku hindi ko te ngama ni baja wong ki hindi ko woni chenate uji samare bezne ten sagani riyo mare oda tende samlo de gurwatani rang sidi chikre jen sidi tumare mangpo de chi nani mangpe samlo de tangwa de uji samare zangpe yendene oda dus chene oda 삼로든 교화당에 시고 간체 삼로 교화당에 젠 아니 배 당동랑 랑 ялвартор 세디가라 따기 랑 세디 짐바 투포데 답에 라 투두다네 때메아즈네 아니 디치바이나 아니 삼바젠던 삼네 랑던 잘라투바 아제 남린 처음에 수야데 오다도 수용 거래 삼바젠던 빠지 삼데 디치연디가라 아니 배 소소 상기 고방라 소 랑기 ton달라 소 치메고네 상기 좀 용과 또 수치디 오다 직 원이 장주기 셈데 시부지게 전부 차나 빼냐는 전이지 다티 원에 망주 중간 틈바 차죠 망주 거다 시부지 틈 거. 알잖아 나랑 좀 미jen기 된 전인지라 지디신다지 거와 아랑 지부 빅 삼단 되네 지디 진다 찍니 도 zamni 지디 되는 zamuni 나페 지디 간디시는 거 처음에 빌란데 에네페 차들 간디스탄 거 tinni nitela enepe 지디 진다 찍고 얼마도 마게 구마게 짜파 미스 차주 찍는지라 zamni 지디 진다 진다 아야 거랍니다 미tun들지 아니 밀라 에네페 마 dumbarchi 마 마게베 탑람chi 아니베 게시 강할 때기디 죄물주 돈을 강할 쓰려기 된디기 탑람 책임지가 지니진다라고 와 어떻게 집어 찍자 되게 가르치고 말해 미망고 라페 셈나라 동화 셈치 셈나 되게 두고 인터디 지디 아마 제고 제와야도 두스토라 어떻게 내가 집어 찍자를 담아서 중년면 제가 집어 찍자라는 장거래 이니 니 또도 자주 비셈 마케베 귤레케 탑셰데디 단다티 귤레케 버체발라 가레온 거래 자주 비셈이 민준죠 랑 진진라 견도가야 아니 튼조 진 진진이 인단 통화 어다 띠노 콤베달라 아니 미난 자에 인제니 아니 베 직 잠베 미파 짠도 떠니 아니 베 가사 돈 미바지야 아니 니지 미파 짠도 떠니 렘비 미바지야 이종은 셰 용도가라 니지디 주고라 잠바도 몰래요 냠내니 미바 짱 용도가라 방포 니지디 수 우문디가라 니지 미바 짠도 떠니 렘비 미바지니 칼답지 심지니 도와줬네 아니 베 도스치 아니 동안 선서서 일나가게 되었지 아니 파 땅도 간다 위 제 예자단 제가 파 땅 때라 때가 친소 때려와는 그슨 년배 삼당 누 우스제네 간지 운중에 돈 우스제네 냐면 제 같이 이제 거 이제 연대가 나타나 맞죠 중코라나라 삽제 가시진 용디가 다 숨바에는 배 회사 동화 이 먼저 회사 됐어 어떤 도시지 회사 동화 갑도 될 도시에 비하여
Bodhicitta or altruistic mind or altruism. In Tibetan word, we find kind of two syllables. The first one is chang and second is chup. When we look at this, word and the meaning behind this word, literal meaning, the first one, chang, refers to kind of opening, broadening of one's mind, and the second chup refers to basically collection or gathering of all positive, knowledge or positivity of the mind. And so, as we mentioned before, exchanging and equalizing oneself with others. What does it mean? It refers to simply kind of changing our thought, mindset, or attitude. At this moment, when we look at ourselves, what we find is the center of everything is I and me, and I'm the most sacred, most important, most kind of valuable, and then as compared to I, the others are something we totally neglect, we don't appreciate, we don't value, and in fact, in some cases, when we see others suffering, we take a rejoice, which of course it's totally against the practice here. But however, this is very much part of our own kind of sort of the automatic and this is kind of inappropriate, yes, but it is so easy for us to generate this kind of self-cherishing thought all the time, and then neglecting and sometimes even abusing and criticizing others. It comes up so easily, so spontaneously, without making any much effort. And so the practice here, when we say exchanging oneself with others, we are basically talking about changing this attitude, cherishing others with the understanding of their importance, and then kind of reducing the level of this egocentric mind, self-cherishing thought. And so you will find many different approach, logic, reasoning indexed about why this is worthwhile, why this is valid statement, and such as in terms of a population, when you talk about compare with yourself with others, in terms of population you are just one individual, others are unlimited numbers, so it makes sense to benefit unlimited numbers of others rather than always kind of this self egocentric practice. And So the practice here is, as mentioned before, kind of, to diminish this thick layer of self-cherishing or ego mind, and try to promote within your own mind, benefiting or cherishing or helping others. And if hypothetically, let's say, if you are totally engaged in benefiting others, then in that practice, we find in great sages of path text that when you are totally engaged in benefiting others, satisfying your own needs comes along the way. You don't need kind of intentionally dedicated for your own kind of accomplishment. And same, this understanding we see in a very kind of mundane world. It is also like this is very democratic practice. In terms of population, we always value respect majority, not a minority here. And in fact, we do this in sort of in the conventional world, when somebody who is engaged in benefiting, community of lots of when who's accomplishing benefiting others, who is accomplished in kind of creating a negotiation, able to end conflict and war, and establish non-violence. We give them a recognition. We give them like a Nobel Peace Prize, and we value them and we respect them. On the other hand, individuals who are extremely successful in kind of destruction, in killing, we usually, or conventionally, we don't recognize them and we don't value them. Instead, we do all kind of criticism. And so what we are talking here is actually not something totally kind of separated from our way of life. It's something that it's exactly the same. And we are basically appreciating and people who are creating peace, or a happiness within us. So here in this practice of mind training, what we find is sort of basically the same thing, and to try to produce mind which is beneficial for others, which is other-oriented mind. And if you don't have it, first we try to produce. If you already have it, we try to further kind of promote, develop the quality of this very positive mind. And under that, in the text, we talk about looking at the advantages and disadvantages of self-cherishing thought and other cherishing thought. And with the understanding of disadvantages of self-cherishing thought, how can we reduce, diminish, if possible, eliminate this thought? And then seeing the positive sides or advantages of other cherishing thought, how can we further promote this positive thought? And under that, we talk about, in the text we are discussing about the practice of giving or offering, giving and taking, Tonglen practice. And in kind of practice of giving and taking, it talks about using a special skillfulness of compassion and love. When you do the practice of giving, you use your special skill of loving love, and when you take, you use special skill of compassion. So, for example, in the text we talked about last time, through visualization, the breathing or exhaling and inhaling. When you do this meditation of breathing, when you kind of inhale, you visualize suffering, problems, difficulties of other sentient beings. Kind of embracing it and inviting and taking to yourself. And when you exhale it, you visualize giving all your positivities, goodness, including your own roots of positive virtues that you have created, that other received it, and through that to kind of receiving it kind of helps them to relieve them from suffering. So this practice of visualizations, and the next point that the text is talking about is, sort of continuation of the same topic, the practice of giving or offering, and it is translated as giving away possessions.
sumpa reza tongwani lui ronje ngasin nam tangdo mepe tata wata mao pan juan juan tongwani la gewani tisungi dipe tamje tangdo rote debe egebe sabenam pacha tangye la tata wata mao pan sange mata ki pada gewa tamje tangdo rote 전주래 에거 뒤숨 개와나 심전남기 던죽칠 밤밤에 봤던 거자 오다 두스치네 즉 오다 밤밤에 봤던 것이 가라 남민래래 하며 땀년달라 말해와 오다 두스치네 즉 소수 깨져깨서 막 파페지 심지 소수 삼래나 대단히 두스 당고와 아니 랑기 지진배가와 단다 지진배가와 마음반의 찡기르기가와 뒤숨가와 생각도 수래 와다 들은데 단두가라 즉 파기 맨더발라 맨 꼬엔더발라 꼬이 아니 배 대공기 낭대가 아니 배즉 추가 아니 배 소알서 봐 근데 삼다네 트라미라자에 꼬엔더발라 꼬이 근데 이게 삼다 당기나 오늘 펜도 도스 담아이나 파조들라 맞아 미바견 거마도 우니 파기들라 펜야 요마래 미바견나 가려서 소소로 꼼시질러 그래 꼼시질 레비오나 이 당투가라 제마지 이네 개와 간지다네 근데 개와데 꼼시티 꼼바티 왕 개와 톱 첨부 귤 첨부 뉴바치 무시 차고 제상로 장세야데 대투고로 어디 인도가라 두스레 어디 오니까 첨부래 신소당 어디 버티자
sorry, it's giving away virtues. If you have a book, it's on page 69, giving away virtues. So after reading this, we'll take a break. With regard to our bodies and possessions, we can give away what we have and what we will acquire in the future, but that which has already ceased to exist. However, the virtues of the past, present, and future are all suitable to be given away. The seeds or potencies of past virtues, as well as those of the present and all future virtues up to the enlightenment of Buddhahood, can all be given away. The Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life says, all virtues produced in the three times should be given away without restraint to accomplish the goal of all sentient beings. So aiming at other sentient beings, not only you can give away, as we covered several topics before, like, wealth, possessions, one's body, but you can also, through visualizations, you can give, these even positive virtues that you created through your positive deeds. And as mentioned here 3 times, the positive deeds that you created in the past and that you are creating right now, or that you are going to create in future, without any restraint. Restraint here refers to when you are giving, restraint in the sense that there shouldn't be any, it should be, unconditional giving, without any expectation, something in return. No, it is tainted by sort of feeling of stinginess, So it should be unconditional, without any restraint. And to accomplish the goal of all sentient beings, accomplish the goal. And so here it depends on, in your visualizations, it can be, many different kinds of visualizations, such as depending on what or to whom you are aiming for, like medications for patients, somebody who is suffering from hunger, visualizing giving food, for thirst, water, for cold, clothing. So kind of giving whatever is necessary for other sentient beings, suffering sentient beings. And of course, as we are talking here, this is kind of visualizations. You are not actually or literally doing it. You are just kind of visualizing in your mind. And there is no kind of immediate practical benefit that you are seeing on the other end that these are receiving. But the point here is it's really training your own mind. You are preparing your mind, in this kind of practice, giving whatever that is necessary for others, and that is what we call here the mind training your mind in such a way that when you reach the actual kind of situation when it is needed to give, then there is no problem. You are already prepared. You are going to help at your best to benefit others. So through that way, this kind of practice, you are making your mind familiar with this very important practice of benefiting other sentient beings. And we will take a break here.